The tears flowed freely, a torrent of emotions that couldn't be contained. Vinesh Phogat, India's wrestling hope, stood heartbroken, her dreams shattered in an instant. Paris, the city of dreams, had turned into a nightmare for her, a cruel twist of fate. Disqualified, a mere 100 grams over the weight limit, a tiny margin with massive consequences. Her Olympic dream, years in the making, vanished in the blink of an eye, leaving her in despair. The silence in the room was deafening, a stark contrast to the roaring crowd she was used to. Her eyes, usually shining with fighting spirit, were now filled with despair and sorrow. The weight of the world, it seemed, rested on those 100 grams, a burden too heavy to bear. She had fought so hard, pushed her body to its limits, enduring pain and exhaustion. But fate, it seemed, had other plans, plans that didn't include her victory. Her voice choked with emotion as she announced her retirement, a decision made in the depths of her sorrow. The decision, made in the heart of defeat, sent shockwaves through the sporting world, leaving everyone in disbelief. Vinesh Phogat, the champion wrestler, was leaving the mat, her journey ending in tears. The days leading up to the Olympics were grueling, filled with relentless training sessions and unwavering determination. Every drop of sweat, every ounce of effort was directed towards one goal, Olympic gold. The dream that fueled countless hours of practice. Vinesh trained like a woman possessed, her focus unbreakable, her spirit indomitable. She pushed her body to its limits, enduring pain and exhaustion, never allowing herself to falter. The way in was the final hurdle, the moment of truth that would determine her fate. Every breath held as she stepped on the scales. The digital numbers flashed, disbelief, anguish, 100 grams, a mere fraction, yet it felt insurmountable. A minuscule margin, yet a universe away from her dreams. The weight of that moment was crushing. Years of sacrifice, of unwavering dedication, flashed before her eyes. Every early morning, every late night, every moment of doubt. The agony of defeat was amplified by the knowledge that she had given it her all. She had left nothing in reserve. The cruelty of the sport, the fine line between victory and defeat, was never more evident. It was a harsh reminder of the unforgiving nature of competition. Vinesh Phogat was no stranger to victory. From a young age, she dominated the wrestling mat. Her name became synonymous with power, agility, and an unyielding spirit. She was India's golden girl, a symbol of hope and inspiration. Her trophy cabinet gleamed with gold medals from prestigious championships, the Commonwealth Games, the Asian Games. Each victory fueled her hunger for Olympic glory. The Paris Olympics were meant to be the pinnacle of her career, the crowning achievement. She carried the hopes of a nation on her shoulders. The pressure was immense, but she thrived on it. She was determined to script history, to add Olympic gold to her already illustrious career. Section 4. Silence on the mat wrestling world in mourning. The news of Phogat's retirement sent shockwaves through the wrestling fraternity. Social media was flooded with tributes, messages of support, and expressions of disbelief. The wrestling world mourned the loss of a champion. Fans, heartbroken and dismayed, expressed their solidarity. They remembered her electrifying performances, her never-say-die attitude. The mat seemed strangely empty without her. Her fellow wrestlers, her opponents, and her mentors all shared their grief. Vinesh Phogat, they said, was more than just a wrestler. She was an icon, a role model, a true champion who had left an indelible mark on the sport. Section 5. A fight beyond the mat, raising her voice. But Vinesh Phogat's legacy extended far beyond the wrestling mat. She was not just a champion in the ring, but also a warrior in life. She was a fighter off the mat as well, a voice against injustice and inequality. She dared to speak truth to power, challenging the status quo in a male-dominated sport where silence was often the norm. Her courageous protest against the Wrestling Federation of India chief, accusing him of sexual harassment, shook the nation to its core. She stood up for herself and for countless others who suffered in silence, giving them a voice. Her actions sparked a movement, forcing authorities to take notice and prompting a national conversation. Her courage was lauded by many, yet it came at a significant personal price. She faced backlash, criticism, and immense pressure from various quarters, but she stood firm, refusing to be silenced or intimidated. Vinesh Phogat's fight transcended sport. It was a fight for dignity, respect, and equality, inspiring a generation.